Tuna! Denise. Ah, Deborah. Oh, almost Zach, yeah? That happens when you slip and fall, eh? Guys, we are so asleep this side. It feels like I just woke up and I've been feeling like that for the last 2 hours. It's a little warm. It's warmer than we are used to. So we are climatizing. Whew. Hey Frank, how's the tiling job coming on? Can you believe it? Guys, I asked Frank what that bonding liquid that you can put it in the tile glue. He says it's $45 a gallon in the US. And I was at our little hardware store and I asked the guy how much does it cost here? And he said, well, for the 5 liter it's 175 rand. That worked out to $9 for more than a gallon. That just goes to show how much prices can differ between countries. There it is really expensive, and by our side it's really not expensive. But I don't know, I remember in the beginning when it came out it was very expensive. So hey Bilzabad, good morning all. We should every year or every time we should compare one object, the price of that object in all our different countries, and we can see if it's supposed to be like that. Because I mean, most of it is made in China, and if you import it, you pay in US dollar, I pay in US dollar, so we can determine the price in dollars. That way we can see when people are taking huge amounts of profit on something that doesn't really need so much. Chris, and here is Katas. Katas. But yeah, it is really warm. It's a lazy day, guys. I tried to work a little. I can't get nothing done. I've tried. I forgot about the live totally. Jackie reminded me. She said, you have to go live.
It's a pleasure, guys.
She's smoking, guys. Not Diego, he doesn't smoke. The water's green. I have not had an opportunity to go in and put chlorine in the water. I better do it still today. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change the water early. And I'm not sure what is more expensive these days, water or chlorine. But I have to say the chlorine just went up at more than double its price. Dogs on the bed. Yeah, let's go say hi to all the animals. The big tamale just standing here like a big useless roof. Can't believe it is the zoo house live with Michael Jamison. Braveheart, it is. Couldn't have been a fancy brand, Mike. I don't know. You know, we used to have that kind of problem where only certain brands are used, but I don't know, Frank. What is it that they put in there? Is it this kind of a tree sap? Is it a just, I really don't know. But yeah, I can tell you also, those boots that you guys have in Austin is expensive. If you buy those boots wrong, you could have bought a house for that price. If you get here and you have to declare it and you didn't, and you get a penalty fine, and you have to pay VAT and duties and everything, it can be a nasty surprise. So, oh well, I don't know. But I remember 10 years ago it was very expensive, and now it's not. It's usually like that when stuff is a little new to the market. I mean, just on the inverter that blew, the one I had, it was 8,500 I think when I bought it 6 months ago, and now it is 6,500. So it did come down in price. So it's electronics comes down in price, and as demand vanishes for certain products. But like eggs, we have a shortage of eggs at the moment. They had this bird flu, and a lot of chickens did get a cold because of that, and that had a influence with the eggs. And now eggs are really expensive here in South Africa. Hey, you guys, let's go get your food. Oh, why do you have to do that? Oh, trappies. How did you get up to there? No, man, stay downstairs a little bit. Just cool down. It's cooler here. Upstairs, there's a lot of sun reaching. So then it's a little warmer upstairs. Here it's nice and cool. Guys, I've got so much work that I still have to do. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I fell behind too far. I fell behind for a year. I just fell behind. And now everything needs to be brought back up to spec. So at what point do you just give up and say, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to live in the house. If the house falls apart, I'm not going to paint it every time there's a scratch on the wall or something. But at what point do you make that decision? The other day I'm walking past here, I've got the black paint in my hand, and everywhere on these edges and so on, I paint. And then next time I will have this condensed milk color, that's what they call it, and I will paint everywhere. But at what point do you say, okay, that is now enough? Now I'm going to live in my house till the day I die, and then it's all falling apart anyways. Because, I mean, if your time has been wasted for 3 years of suffering, do you have a real obligation to really fix every little thing that didn't, or that broke down? I mean, it's not that you wanted it to happen and you would have fixed it, but now you have to fix it all at once. I don't know if I feel like fixing it. I was doing it today and my internal parts were telling me, Michael, leave this stuff. Why do you want to still have the house in pristine condition? For what reason? Yeah, it's nice and sunny. It's perfect summer. One day I'll come to South Africa and I hope I could find y'all. And finally, my good boys Enzo and Diego. Agrios! Yes, we are here. Greetings all. Yeah, it's the amazing Spider-Man. Mr. Beelzebub, thank you very much. A little bit to help the zoo house. That is a lot a bit. Thank you. Hi, Diego. Here's your food. Yeah, guys. I don't know. We're all living on the same planet. I was just sitting there in... Oh, keep quiet now. I was just sitting there by my mom. And we're eating. And my brother is driving home from work in Belgium. And it's like sitting next to him in the car because we've got the screen up. And he's got a dash cam pointing forward, showing us all the buildings and what it... We don't even need to go there. It's like being there. All of the time. But he's working. So we get to see his trip. In the mornings, my mom drives with him to work. And at night, I'm there as well. It's funny how we have to get used to a world where we are able to really, really interact without being together. And I think it's great. I just told him, yeah, look at your skies. Your skies are pretty grey. It's not... South African skies don't look like that. And he tells us about their winters. And I tell him about this place, but he knows this place. He lived here for well, at least, I think 35 years. But I haven't seen my brother. He never saw Enzo. He's never seen Enzo. There has never been enough of everything so that he could fly back quickly and come and at least see Enzo. Is there something wrong with that picture? Is it supposed to be like that? I don't know. I think it is wrong. He's working hard, doing stonework, but he's never seen Enzo. I don't know. That is so supposed to be like that. I don't think so. Our power, Stacy, is quite stable now, at least for the first time in a long time. So since my inverter blew up, we have been running at no load shedding whatsoever for the last, I'd say, week. So our power situation is better. You know, and that's the thing, when you hear something like that from someone in that country, then it's much more reliable than hearing it on the news. Because on the news, they take the whole country and just little bits out of it, where when you hear it firsthand from someone, you can actually put more truth to it. Would the boys ever meet Silka the lioness? The competition of the world probably. Competition for her would probably be deadly. But that's where I come in. They just will see who's that crazy guy running towards those bunch of fighting animals, pulling them apart. That would be me. uh, Enzo, are you enjoying your food? He always enjoys the chicken. He loves it so much. Yeah, watch out for that. What is that? That's a big chicken gizzard. We leave that for the birdies. And Diego, guys, he was so friendly on the video yesterday. He's amazingly friendly. He just acts. That's all it is. He's a good actor. But he's got so much personality for everyone to go around. Yeah, they like the chicken the best. I have tested everything. They do like a certain type of fish but it's extremely bony. Those, we call it in Afrikaans grate, when we have to remove them so it doesn't, well, stick in their throats or whatever. But it takes forever to remove that. But it's a fish that you find here in South Africa at the Cape area, in the cold waters of Cape Town, called snoek. Snoek. That is a fish that is apparently very tasty to tigers. Yeah, you spelled it now S-N-O-O-K. That is the way it's pronounced. But if you want to write it the right way in Afrikaans, it would be S-N-O-E-K. We use that O-E as a oo sound. Snoek. Deborah has also been practicing some Afrikaans, and Frank as well. And maybe I must give a little bit of the live in Afrikaans, just for like 2 minutes. And maybe you guys can pick up something. I mean, if you hear it and you see what I do, so you know what I say, it could be easy for you to get a knowledge for it. But I'd say the most difficult part is going to be the pronunciation. If you're going from an American accent to an Afrikaans accent, that is like going from Earth to the moon, guys. The boys respond more to Afrikaans, I guess, but they have learned through their lives how to. They're bilingual. Let's see, what cat fight is this? Oh no, not another one. No, that's the mommy cat. That's the one I need to catch. Come on. Smarty Pants and Nilsie. Don't worry, Smarty Pants. No, don't jump all the way there. He's a smart cat. Niels, don't do this. And the mommy cat ran off that way. I've been trying to get her to go to her little ones, but no, she doesn't want to. They are being raised by their aunt. Yeah. It feels like the world has started to just stand still. Does it feel like that to you guys as well? That there's absolutely nothing happening. I don't know why I feel that way. Whoa, Enzo, where did you get that one? Did you sit on that one? Did you hide it? Do the boys respond more to Afrikaans? My sick cat is watching now. I think I lost the live chat. Let me just... Something, Greg. I mean, without getting too specific, it seems like things are falling apart. Just the opposite. Hey, we've got a roar from Enzo. What do you mean something, Greg? Do you mean the world is falling apart? Or just the opposite? Do you feel like it's getting better? Hi, Michael. Greetings from Middle Europe. We have 17 degrees here, sunny and shining. Stroke Diego's nose from me. Please, Veronica Engel. Look at my Enzo. Yes, a happy camper. Yeah, he is a sufficient eater. Efficient eater. The people in Ukraine and Gaza who'd settle for the world standing still. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, the world is falling apart. The US, BRICS, Middle East, and Taiwan. But guys, it's people who have appointed all these people that are doing this. You know, here in South Africa, we've had so much corruption and stuff, but the people appointed those people to be in those positions. So it is how it is. This is what you get. If you are going to place those people in positions, this is what you get. That's why we are suffering with the electricity shortage, because they had no clue what they were doing. And now we got that problem. So we have to know, who do we want in charge? And another thing that I have learned in my life is, it doesn't matter who is voted in or not. It is the general collective attitude of the people living in a country that makes it nice or not. You know, if people have the feeling of, I want to build things up, that country will be beautiful. But if they all feel miserable and they just want to bomb one another, you can't expect it to be the same. Power is with the people. But yeah, if your president is against you, then you might just have some problems. Yeah, that's one thing where we should never go politics. Because if we go politics, guys, have you ever thought about it like this? Why do I avoid politics so much on my channel? You know, because I've got a group of people that watch my videos. If I say one name who I want to support, let's say support, I lose half of my people, because the world is so divided at the moment. I don't like politicians. I just leave it at that. Yeah. Politics are so messy. But you must never let your personal feelings get in the way when you vote for someone to run or make decisions on your behalf. Because, I mean, if you're going to vote for someone because they're good looking, you don't know what they're going to say. You can't vote for them because they're good looking. That's ridiculous. Science and pastors, bunch of liars. Yeah, it's like selling houses in South Africa. They teach you when you get there at first day, buyers are liars and sellers are even worse. And you know what? It's the truth. You start taking those people out. Guys, I didn't know what to do. I was not doing the fiberglass work anymore for the cars. I just couldn't do it anymore. And me and Jackie thought, hey, let's become agents. We're going to sell houses now. There's this one guy, he's selling so many houses. Let's go do that. We try. Buyers are liars and sellers are even worse. It was terrible. We didn't sell nothing. Let me get this before we get too far from the Wi-Fi. Michael, what's your fastest speed in the Porsche 911? Something, Greg, you know what? I bought that little machine that measures it, and they gave it to me at half price. Plus, if someone orders it and they mention my code with my name, they get it at a discounted price. And I did that because I wanted one and it could be business, you know. But I never had someone buy one and I received incentive of that. So just to get that straight, it's never happened. But I took that thing 3 times down the road, and each time I burnt my clutch, and I just realized at one point, Michael, if you want to take this engine out next week, do that again now. And I said to myself, I'm going to trust you on this. Let me switch this damn thing off. So I switched it off and I never used it again. Because you're going to test and test and test, and your car is going to be broken in a very, very small amount of time. Sorry guys, just trying to get some hands here. But I'm quick to make that kind of decision, and I punish myself. I tell myself, Michael, because now you have burnt that clutch 3 times, you are not driving that car for the next month. Go and park it and be done with it. Oh, come on, stop doing that. So that is something about me. I am really strict when it comes to looking after my things. I don't just allow my things to get broken by anyone or by myself. Let me just give these a little bit more. Whew. Yeah, it's a little hot. Look at my hands holding this stuff. And this thing keeps on opening up. Oh man. Sorry guys. It's a little difficult. Let's go. But yeah, so I really don't know. But I can tell you, you can feel that the technology is not there for quick gear changes and those kinds of things. But It's got tremendous power, low down torque. You can pull away in third gear on 1,000 RPMs and it will pull away perfectly fine. It's extremely strong, it's extremely lightweight, so the Porsche weighs 1,040 kilograms, and I've got her in here because they hurt her. Yeah, but yeah, I am very happy with the car and I don't want to work on it anymore. I did use it this whole week. I thought, oh, let me use it a little bit. And guys, when I started using it again, remember that was my car in my 20s. I started doing things again like I did it in my 20s. And I felt the same way, and I closed the door and I went for rides that I used to take it on. Just goes to show how your system remembers exactly. Wow, you guys can eat, eh? Who you are and who you were, and you get that back when certain things are back in position. I use these little cages to protect some of the females when things get a little bit rough. Then they can be protected. But yeah, the big tamale is now just standing there, absolutely useless. You see, the day I went to buy an inverter, I told the people there, sell me 2 of these inverters. I'll give you, I've got 13,000 South African Rand in my pocket. It is, give me a little bit of discount, I'll buy 2. Because if something goes wrong, I just swap them out and I bring the one in for repair. And they were, no, we don't do that, because it's South Africa. We never get to speak to the boss, the guy in charge. They are somewhere skiing on the Alps or fishing in somewhere, the boss, they're always gone. And now, the price of that inverter is exactly the half of 13,000 South African Rand. So they could have just sold it to me then. They would have had it sold, 2 of them sold. And then the big tamale wouldn't have been a waste now. For the next, they say 2 weeks, it could take 2 weeks to fix it. I told them, you know what, when I had my company, you will get to my house, you will sit there and drink a cup of coffee with me while I quickly put a new screen onto your phone in front of you, having a nice conversation with you. And then when you have to pay, I would tell you, don't worry about it. Those things are so inexpensive, guys, it doesn't even matter. It's like 50 cents a screen or something. But that was me. Now, what's happening now is, this is now in other people's hands. It's the same kind of a business, but now it takes 2 weeks to repair it. And that just gives me the idea to also start importing it. And then they will just have competition, which they don't want, obviously. But that is how I used to do business and how I decided which products to buy. The synthetic lawn. A guy showed up, he quoted me a lot of money for doing some of it, and he still didn't even have it. And then I went and I bought the stuff, and I had it first. So they were extremely expensive. Oh, the Drake Muscovies make. I didn't know you called them the Drake Muscovies. Magpies. Yeah, there's some over there. We cleaned up here. Still have to get the leaves off the trees. But I'll give it in the next 2 days. Then I'll go to the cats again, to go and feed the cats at what you call it, the place where we dump all our rubbish. Yeah, you guys, this one bites me all the time. Let's quickly take a walk. Oh, come on, Finn. I've cut a few toenails from these dogs. Guys, they are the most difficult toenails to clip in the world. They are really, really hard to clip. And they're long. They are pointing sideways already. I have to clip one every day just to make sure we keep it in. You know, like this thing, I have to cut this off. This is going to break off there at some point and fall. So I need to cut this off. It's things like that. Look at that light. That light is totally cracked. I have to replace that. It's all kinds of things that has happened now in the last few years. And then you don't have means to repair it. But the other part that you need is time. If you don't have time, but if you repair it as it breaks, you have time. But how far does it have to go for you to say, that's it, I'm not repairing anything anymore. We're just going to live now. Like all of these tiles that I did the other day, putting in new tiles. Guys, I damaged my nerves in my arms with these tiles. 120, no, 60 pounds each tile. And when you lift it up with your finger ends, it can damage your nerves. Right here where your arm, those are veins. I've got these huge veins on my arms. Those are not the nerves, but the nerves are sitting right here by that vein. Yeah! And it hurt for a year. Zina! Zina, Zina, Zina. Oh, and Falky. And Charlie, he loves his leaves. And guys, we've got these mulberries, but these ones don't turn that dark purple. They stay white. Monkey on the roof. Falky. Hello, Falky. Hello. He loves running around here. But he likes to take me on. Yeah, Jackie is fine, she can be with him, but he likes to chase me around. And I did get a tip from a guy who's got a pig like this that he's had for a long time. He said you must never hit a pig. You must press them backwards. You must just show them that you are stronger, that you can push them backwards. And that way they will realize that and be fine. So that's what I've been doing. Guess what? It doesn't work. And you can't tune a fish. Yeah. I still haven't eaten pork because of varkie. Me neither. Me neither. I haven't had any pork. I just stopped eating it. And I'll tell you guys, I didn't know it, but I couldn't eat pork anymore. Every time we went to Cape Town, for instance, and I had pork at a restaurant or something, or even just a pizza with bacon on, I had stomach cramps. And I figured it out the last time, that it was the pork. And my body just started saying, you don't eat pork anymore. That's it. And so I never did eat pork again. And since then, never had stomach cramps again. I read up a lot about pork. Where it came from and why people are having a reaction to it. Oh, come on, you guys. Look how friendly Diego is. He's the friendliest animal in the zoo house. What a pleasure to have him around. Yeah, you're so big. But I have to tell you guys that it is really a pleasure to have these tigers around. They enrich your life, definitely. Yeah, you do, Diego. You know it. But you have to just have the rules. You have to know the rules. If you got the rules wrong, you're gonna bleed. But if you've got the rules right, it is absolutely so amazing to have them. At first I thought it was going to be a lot of effort for nothing. And then I realized the dogs are 10 times more effort than the tigers. Oh, Trappies, we're going to go up in a second. Come on. I want to actually go get the cream. Do you guys want some cream? Yeah, J&M cheerleaders, if you eat pork in moderation, it still affects you. I think if you are going to get affected by it, it will affect you. But some people don't have a problem with it. Hey, Diego. Oh, Trappies. Wait, I don't have enough hands now to carry you up. I've got all this stuff to carry. Are you sure you want to go up now? Does it have to be now? Oh, okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wow. Okay, he is up. Whew. cream. We got one left. We got one left. Bilzebub paid for it. Thank you, Mr. Bilzebub. Yeah, it's a little hot. I remember this house before I put the third roof on. The brickwork used to bake in the sun. And 11 o'clock at night, guys, this house was so hot. And since I've had that last roof right there on the top, sticking out a little bit over, the shade on the house makes it nice and cool. Are you ready, Enzo? Let's just go where we can stand, where we can put down all these things. Okay. But Diego knows me very well. You know, guys, there wasn't a day that he can remember that I wasn't around with him. I'm with him all the time, so I can trust him as well. And I trust him actually more than I trust Enzo with my finger. Did you see how Enzo almost gave me a little? But I think Enzo wants to protect me from putting my fingers in by tires. Look at him with his foot. Enzo wants to give me a little scare that will save my finger, you know what I mean. Okay, round two. Oh, there is the end is near. Diego. Oh, it's finished, Diego. It's finished. There's nothing in there anymore. Now you've got to all take a bath. Layla, shush. So nice and quiet here. Look at them all cleaning up. Saying nice things to one another. Knowing that they are friends. Yeah. Yeah, where's Deborah? I think she's still working, guys. Yeah, she works. She works a lot. Layla! But there is a big difference between when it is right in the middle of summer and when it's after summer. Guys, summer is not a easy time. You've got unstable air masses, you've got extreme heat, you've got a lot of rain, you've got a lot of wind. It is a dangerous season. I think winter is a much more stable air mass with, well, higher quality air actually, because it's colder, it's more dense, and also the density of air changes when there's moisture involved. It becomes less dense with moisture, and there's always moisture in warmer air. So I don't know if the world was built to just be summer. I don't think it should ever only be summer. Well, in certain places in the world it is like that, like on the equator. You've basically got two winters if you think about it. Let's pretend we're standing on the equator. So for 6 months of the year, the sun will travel that way. And then it will come back. It will be right above you, summer, and then it will go there. And then it will come back, and then it will go there. So you've got 2 winters a year and 1 summer when the sun comes over you. That's at the equator. Does that make sense? It's almost like on the moon, only the moon is made of cheese. Let's go up again. Mutkadir Ali, thank you. Oh, come on. He's saying thank you, Mutkadir. Yeah, he's saying thank you very much. Yeah, it's strange. Deborah should just check in at some point. Let's see. The Arizona Diamondbacks are going to the World Series. Last time that happened, my children were 4 years old and 1 year old. Wow. Guys, we are playing in the finals in the World Cup. South Africa has made it to the World Cup. And they are playing New Zealand, the All Blacks. And it's been a fight. When you're from South Africa, you've got a history with the All Blacks. Since we can remember, since we were born, those were the 2 best teams in the world. And there's many South Africans that is fully All Blacks, and there's, I guess, some All Blacks that has turned to South Africa that favors them more, because a lot of the people here also immigrate to New Zealand. Like Anthony, that was working for me, he immigrated with his wife and his 2 children to New Zealand. They live there now. And yeah, so it's almost like South Africa and New Zealand shares certain things more than any other countries ever, without just by doing it. But when the day comes when they play against one another, rugby, it's a big fight. then it's not for being nice to each other. So we'll see what happens this Saturday, if South Africa is going to take the World Cup or New Zealand. Yeah. Don't get me started on cheese, or I'd like the shrimp guy on Forrest Gump. Yeah, Bubba. When you go to Galveston, there was a restaurant there, that a Forrest Gump restaurant. With Bubba Gump, whatever, I can't remember. Yeah. Such a big world, and we can remember it all just by thinking about that specific place. Is there any sun left? Yes. Liam, where's your bells? There goes the sun. Oh, there goes the chicken also. Hey, what you guys doing? Bunnies are eating corn. Chickens coming out there. Sun slowly going down. I don't see him, Liam. If they don't pop up on my screen, then it's a problem. I cannot go and fetch them in that other app. That app has to show itself to me, but let's wait a little bit. Maybe it comes this way. I was just wondering if Liam is still there, but of course he's there. Michael said, Liam, where's your balls? Smell my foot, Chris. Science, are you tormenting them a bit? South African accent is so interesting. Yeah, it's a difficult accent, even for us. Yeah, I forgot my man purse. Now I just put it down here. That thing, carrying it around. Oh, it's terrible. But ja, julle moet bietjie begin Afrikaans praat. Ons moet eintlik vir julle elke week so 2 minute lank Afrikaans leer. En dan kan julle saam met my Afrikaans praat. Dan kan ons kyk of julle dit reg. I said we must see now and then we speak for 2 minutes, maybe Afrikaans. And as I'm doing stuff, and then you can see if you are getting it right. If you can understand, especially if you are American. I've heard the pronunciation of Afrikaans words, it is pronounced uitgedruk nie. Dit is 'n baie moeilike aksent om na te maak. They can start with Afrikaans. Guys, when I wake up in the morning, it's Kata's touching my nose. Sorry, Michael, we love your accent. I just miss each word. But when I listen to an English person from English, then it is like they pronounce it very... I can't say they're not doing it perfectly because it's their language. They've got a lot of flow in the words. It's not as we pronounce word for word. We don't concentrate on at a time making a sentence. So you get a different way. Yeah, let me pick up the little aerials. Maybe it's these little aerials that needs to be pointing up. They don't want to. But guys, we are on an hour. I am going to say goodbye. I speak English differently to you, Michael. Yes. But in England itself, there is so many ways that you can speak English. Like the Queen's English is totally different. And then, but in South Africa also, when you are looking at Afrikaans that we speak here in the Johannesburg area is totally different from the Afrikaans that we speak in Cape Town. In Cape Town, it has got a whole different dialect actually. We have over 100 dialects in Philippines. Wow. Yeah, we've got, is it 13? I think we've got 13 official languages in South Africa. I call it the Zulu Hisp. Yeah. All right, magpies. See you also. Have a great evening. Or it's still day probably there by you guys. Thanks, Michael, for today's live. Liam, the Beatles all had Liverpoolian dialects. You see, that's what I mean, Gary. Like the Beatles, they were from Liverpool then, and then they speak in every town a different kind of accent. Not in South Africa. We'll rewatch tonight. Goodbye all and take care. Alright guys, thank you very much. Hope you had a good time. Thank you for being here. I was so tired. I'm just going to sit and do nothing now for a while. I only understand the main language in the Philippines, which Tagalog. Another video, and so we will keep in touch. Thanks a lot, and like always, have a great day. Bye guys.